The
following non-nominated, non-award-winning program is rated D for dumb.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dumbing It Down with Dave. My name is Dave Canyon. Are you ready to dumb it down with me? All right, that's fantastic. Episode 312. We're doing it southbound in the New York State Thruway. Let's do it. All right. Just still experimenting, still haven't figured out the whole intro thing. I got my finger on a button I can't let go. It's like a grenade. It's like the craziest thing. My finger's going to hurt. I might not even be able to do a half-hour podcast, ladies and gentlemen. The way I'm using the Spreaker app right now, it's just kind of crazy. I don't want to bore you with the details, but it kind of hurts. I got to keep my thumb on this button here because the iPhone and the app and the fact that I don't have a dongle or a dungle or a bungle and a cord and this and that, it's all just craziness. But I appreciate you tuning in and listening. I hope the sound is good. I try to make the sound as good as possible. I guess if I really have to, I can hit the pause button and then kind of reset my finger. Maybe I'll do that. Let's try that. I'm scared, though, you know? Let's see. I'm going to do it right now. Let's see if I can hit this pause button. Yay! What great podcasting. We're hitting the pause button 30 seconds in. Yay! Well, maybe I figured out a way to not... maybe if I pause the recording, I'm hoping this works. If it doesn't work, I'm just about to waste about 30 minutes of my time. But hello, everybody. It is March 22nd, 2023. And I am on the New York State Thruway, I-87, New York State, southbound. I'm headed home. I just came from a meeting, a training meeting at work up in Amsterdam, New York. Not very exotic. And the meeting was not very, how should I say, entertaining or informative or whatever. But they checked off a lot of boxes. It's my second company training in the last couple of weeks. And I got to tell you, both of them, you know, we all understand what corporations do. They got to do CYA, right? Got to cover themselves, and they got to be able to say, in case of some sort of disaster, that we don't know. We trained. Yes, we did do the training. We had video. We had a guest speaker. We had quizzes. We fed them. We paid them. It was mandatory. Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Oh yeah, I mean, there's just no reason why these employees don't know what they're doing. They should have safety, absolutely, and positive attitude, and being in uniform, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, without this training, these employees would have never done that. Listen, I understand. If I was a leader, if I was a CEO, I'd do the same thing. You got to have a training. But I just wish, and I know that it's really hard. Are you going to criticize corporate training? Can't you just sit there, eat the food, try to stay awake, mingle a little bit, and I didn't really mean that. Yes, I did. And, just do it. You're done. It's 2 days out of your life. I know. It's just really hard not to complain. And am I complaining? Okay. I'll give you that. I'm complaining. I don't feel like I'm complaining. I feel like I'm just sharing with you that there's something about, because this show, Dumbing It Down with Dave, pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. We try not to lean left. We try not to lean right. We try to go down in the middle towards the truth. And no matter what we talk about, we always try to bring it back to the humanity, to the human part of life. Whether it's politics or education or finances or anything that we're talking about, try to bring it back to being human. And it is kind of strange. And I've been having some interesting conversations with people in all different platforms the last couple of weeks and months. But then again, I always do. I always, find my way into these interesting conversations about human behavior. And it is kind of interesting that in this particular day, in this moment, my inclination is to talk about corporate training and the people who run corporations and the training that they provide and why they provide it and how they provide it and the fact that we can check off a whole bunch of boxes and then move on, right? It's early in the season for my company, right? Well, this is all preseason. We're not really in the heyday yet. It is the end of March, somewhere about April, May. We'll be full steam ahead, and we won't have time for this type of training. So, yeah, you would do it now. For a lot of guys, hey, it's a day paid, and they don't have to drive a truck or do whatever they do. Again, you eat, you drink, you don't drink alcohol, and you mingle. I guess if you want to drink alcohol, you go out in your car and you take a little snip during the breaks, but, you really don't want to come back into a meeting all. I mean, you're not going to operate any heavy equipment, and frankly, nobody gave any indication that would be disagreeable. There was nobody. Nobody said, you definitely don't want to come back smelling like marijuana. I wouldn't do that. But if you come back with a little, you take a little shot in your car, what's the harm? You're not operating any heavy machinery. The heaviest machinery we had today was the slideshow machine. Whatever that thing is, the PowerPoint thing. And the microphone, on, off, big deal. Which, by the way, a lot of people don't really know how to use it. They don't know how to turn it on. They don't know how to turn it off. They don't know how to talk into it. And really, again, when it comes back to human behavior, I really wish I had the time to bullet point this entire podcast. Dave, you say that every episode. Yeah, I know. So I'm just going to wing it. But one of the bullet points I would like to talk about is, first of all, why not put even more of an effort into it? Why hasn't somebody created a business, although maybe they have, and their business is to improve your training, to improve every aspect of it. Yeah, it's going to cost you some money, but these people will teach you how to do a PowerPoint, not just a PowerPoint, a great PowerPoint. These people will teach you how to use a microphone. These people will teach you how to segue from one speaker to the other without having this whole calamity of one laptop down, one laptop up, one laptop down, one laptop. Oh, give us a. Is that feedback? Oh, wait, does the mic work this way? Bear with. Oh my God, bear with us. Anytime you're at a media show of any sort and they say bear with us, all I want to do is run on the stage and slap the host. It's like I want to Will Smith them, like bah. Bear with you. Come on, man. I drove an hour and a half to get here today. I drove an hour and a half from my hometown up to Amsterdam, New York. And you want me to bear with you? Come on, man. No, but anyway, we haven't done really one of these in a couple of years, supposedly because of the COVID and all that other stuff. Another drawback for isolation. People get rusty at these meetings. People forget how to conduct these meetings. In fact, we were doing awards presentations today dating back to 2020. We were giving 5-year applause. Hey, 5 years for so-and-so, so-and-so. And that was back in 2020. So when this guy wasn't there in 2020 because of COVID, this would have been the applause he or she would have gotten. So they got it today. Some of those people, I don't even think were still working here. But we gave them a round of applause anyway. So imagine if you had a company and your company's job was to improve your training, every aspect of it, where you book it, how you seat people. You know what one of the worst things also about being at these meetings? When the whole room is filled with round tables, right? And your seat, because you got there late, is the one where your back is to the speaker. So you either got to look forward and look at everybody looking at you, or you twist your head, which hurts, or you turn your chair around and you sit there like an adult. Meanwhile, your food is in front of you, or your drink. It's like every move you make, you either have to turn all the way around to drink or whatever, and you can't. It's difficult. It's painful. It's like when you have a living room and the TV is or bedroom, any room in your house, and the TV is like sort of offset to the left or to the right. It's like, oh my God, why isn't this TV in the middle? Why isn't every house perfectly built so every TV's in the middle and at the right height too? So luckily, these two trainings, I always find my power seat. It's usually like the second table to the left, sometimes to the right. It all depends. But if I sit any further back than the second table, I can't hear a thing. And even though these people are on a microphone, they don't know how to use it. So there's the round tables, right? 10 to a table. I think we had like 7 or 8 or whatever to a table. So I was, second table facing forward on the left-hand side. I like that. But a lot of people were on the opposite. Half the room, really. If they're all round tables, half the room was facing the wrong direction. Not really. Well, that's not true because the people on the left and the right, they can sort of angle their seats a little bit. And then you got the people who are doing these presentations. And when you're doing sexual harassment training, it's like nobody. And the woman we had today was okay. She definitely controlled her speech. She definitely was in charge. Would I say she was entertaining? No. Does she have to be? No, she doesn't have to be. But come on. Yeah, Dave, but a lot of people do need that training. No, I listen, I know. There's a lot of people that need to know basically what we learned today, and I'm telling you 100% this was verbalized very loudly. Because when at the end of this woman's training of sexual harassment and discrimination and all that stuff, workplace, all that stuff, the consciousness of the room was, how do you not do this? Don't talk to people. And she kind of went, well, I hate to say that, it's not really true, but it's true. The only way in 2023 at this point that you can 100% guarantee, but then again, now that I'm saying it, I hear myself saying it, I think I have a way that wouldn't work. But the only way to avoid sexual harassment and discrimination and whatever, all those things that they train you to not do, is to not talk to anybody. Don't talk to anybody. Don't even make eye contact. Don't nod. Don't wave. Don't raise your hand. Don't make a move or a gesture. Just walk past them. Just, be cold. Just look down at the ground. Look at your feet. Don't say anything. Don't talk about sports. Don't talk about hair color or how they dressed or good to see you or anything. Just stay away. That's prevention. It's the only way to not be involved in any of these situations. But as I'm saying that, right, I'm waiting for the woman. Well, there you go, Dave. You just shot yourself in the foot. I'm waiting for the woman, because it's probably not going to be a guy. I'm waiting for the woman that goes, hey, nobody in this place will talk to me. I'm the only woman here, and nobody will talk to me. And the only reason why they're not talking to me is because I'm a woman. And that's discrimination. Well, would she be wrong? If she says, I'm being made to feel uncomfortable because nobody will talk to me. When nobody talks to her, depending on what job she has, yeah, I guess that would be uncomfortable, and it might hamper her development and her promotion and whatever. I don't know. But that was basically the consciousness of the room. At the end of it, what have we learned? Don't talk to anybody. And I do that very well, by the way. So I already was ahead of the class. I tried not to talk to as many people as possible. I tried to talk to as few people as possible. And it's really been working out very good for me. And it's one of the reasons why I like this job. So people don't seem to be entertaining, whether it's life insurance or medical or safety. It's like really corny. Some very corny stuff. Well, Dave, what do you want him to do? You think everybody's Dave Chappelle and Jerry Seinfeld? No, but just don't talk down to me. Don't talk down to me. I don't like that. Dave, can you give me an example? No, I don't remember. Because at that point in the speech, when I realize that they're talking down to me, I tune out. And I go, oh my God, I look down at my feet. I put my head in my hand and I look down. And I think of ways to get out of this meeting. Do I go to the bathroom? What do I do? Falsify a sneezing fit? Leave the room, which I didn't do all day today. It's amazing. I'll probably sneeze as soon as I get home. But, yeah, I mean, have some energy. Here's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know if this is talking down, but I hate when they do this. I hate when they go, hey, do you guys know what the percentage is of people who have shoes that are the color black as opposed to the color brown? Anybody? And you hear, and then you start hearing the clinking of glasses, glass, people pouring water with ice into the cups. And you hear somebody cough. God, somebody coughs on cue like every 20 seconds. And I sit there and I go, wait a minute. Why are you asking us a question? Wait, we don't, just tell us. Nobody cares. Nobody cares how many people fall off a ladder and break their heads because they weren't wearing a helmet. Nobody cares how many people were electrocuted over the last 6 months. Nobody cares about, people who get stung by a stingray or electrocuted by an eel or eaten by a shark. We don't care about how people... These numbers are irrelevant to us. What word is that? 4 syllables, I think. Irrelevant. 4. Irrelevant. Yeah, 4. Irrelevant. Nobody cares. Stop asking us questions. Just give us the answers. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm being paid to speak here today in front of you as a leader in this particular part of your industry. And it is my job to inform you, not to ask you. But Dave, they're engaging. No, don't engage. Nobody wants to be engaged at a safety or sexual harassment training. That's like, defensive driving course. Do your thing, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., blah, blah, blah. Turn left, turn right, look left, look right, signal, put your hand up. Your hand up as this signal, your hand down as that signal. 6 hours later, have a good day. Sign the good day, sir. Good day, sir. I wish I had that recording. My favorite Gene Wilder recording. Yeah, that's all we want. Talk. Inform us. We'll nod. This is the agreement. This is the employee and training presenter agreement. You speak, we nod, class dismissed. Cue the Alice Cooper song. School's out. Another thing these people have a hard time doing is managing feedback, not critiques and reviews. Microphone feedback. You need to know how to hold a microphone in your hand. That microphone should be just a couple of inches away from your mouth. Talk directly into the microphone. Does anybody know how to use a microphone? You're presenting 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of sexual harassment, discrimination, insurance, safety. You're going to talk 10 to 15 minutes? Do you know great comedians talk to 10 to 15 minutes? And they know when to leave the room. They know how to use a microphone. You're an amateur. The least somebody could do is have a business where they teach you how to use a microphone. Somebody has to say, hey, listen, you want to come in a little bit early today? You want to get together? And let's watch a YouTube video, about how to use a microphone. Don't hold it down by your belly button, you dum-dum. Some guy did that today. He was struggling. He just started talking like, we can't hear you in the back of the room. So they gave him the microphone. They took it out of the stand, which is a big mistake. They took it out of the stand. He didn't know how to. They pointed to it. Oh no, you got to talk to this microphone. So he looks at it, and all of a sudden, like he freaked out. Like, oh my god, there's a microphone in the microphone stand. Oh my god. He's probably terrified to speak in public. So he couldn't do that. So then this is all going on in front of like 80 to 100 people. All employees sitting there going, when's lunch? I hope I win the raffle. I could really use a $50 gift card. And nobody talks like that, by the way. And then they gave the guy the microphone. He was petrified of it in the stand. He didn't know how to talk without it. And now they give it to him. It's out of the stand. And then he puts it down by his belly button. I don't even want to say where else did he put it down. But he put it down and he starts talking. Nobody can hear him. I don't even know what. Thank God it was a PowerPoint. It was like awards for best crew or whatever. It was so boring. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's like when you go to the Oscars and it's like best dolly and grip person. Like they do those awards before the Oscars. This award should have been like, they all, listen, I don't do awards. I don't do trophies. I don't do I don't care for any of that. It's all about the money. Dave, you really should think twice about. No, it's not my first day on the job. I'm not 18. I'm 59 years old. Money, pay me. Yeah, I'll be safe. Yeah, I'll be nice to everybody. Listen, by the way, common sense. Common sense. Don't ask women out on dates, guys. Not the ones you work with. No. It's what, 400 million. How many people in the world? You got to ask somebody at your job. You can't like, oh, you know what? I'm with this woman from 8:30 to 3:30, whatever, 9 to 3, 8 to 4, whatever. I don't need to be with her the rest of my life. I'll go find somebody else. You got 16 hours to find somebody else to bang out with. Don't talk to people at your job. Just do your job. Use common sense. Hello, how are you? Thank you. Goodbye. Don't be nice. Don't be a hero. Ugh. Anyway, you know what? I miss the olden days where you could say nice things like, "Wow, you look great today." Because by the way, and I hate that because I'm like, wait a minute. Yesterday you didn't say I look great. What was wrong with yesterday? Was I less than great? Today I achieved greatness that, there's no way of not saying, oh, yesterday you were pretty hideous. Yesterday you had women know about this. Yesterday you had a bad hair day. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, really a bummer of a training. Bad microphone usage, non-entertaining, semi-informative, but for the most part, it was like, we could have just, given you a bullet point piece of paper and told you to watch a video. Yeah, but Dave, that was COVID. This is anti-COVID. This is, post-COVID. I know, whatever. But I got to tell you, it's a little overrated for me. Yeah, but Dave, you're jaded. You don't like people. Yeah, but a lot of people don't like people. I can tell you right now, about 90-some-odd% of the people in this room, they don't like people either. It's one of the reasons why we like this job. Because most of us don't have to talk to each other. And when we do, it's really brief. This is not the company where, the office people maybe, but most of the other people, not so much. Especially me, truck driver. Oh, man, I like to see as little as... Well, we all know this, Dave. This is not news. All right, anyway. So this is episode 312. Forgive me, everybody, for I've sinned. I haven't done a podcast since March 13th. It is March 22nd. It's like 62 degrees outside in March. It's fantastic. Love this weather. 2 days in a row of nice weather. Unfortunately, today I was at a training. Thank you for putting up with me for these last 11, 12 episodes with my experimenting of the app. I haven't figured it out yet. I haven't been consistent with my podcasts. But, of course, I'm trying to get back into it. Trying to do 2 a week. One on the way up, one on the way down, blah, blah, blah. Talk about politics. You got Trump, big Trump news, big Biden news, Putin news, Federal Reserve news and views. And, God, there's so much going on. It's ridiculous. How do you pick something? All I can tell you is that it feels like the world is not any better than it was a year ago. Maybe worse. How do you know? What's the criteria? Everybody says, yeah, the world's going crazy. Yeah, how do you know? What's the criteria for the world's going crazy? I don't know. I should come up with a criteria. The amount of countries that are at war, the amount of people that are dying as a result of war, how many people are in poverty, how many people are in jail, whatever, all this other stuff. How long is the January 6th Commission still going? That's definitely an indication that things are going nuts. Just lost all the independents and lefties. I'm only kidding. Lefties, that's not nice. I don't like calling people names. I don't like labeling. But you're not on the right, so by default, you'd be on the left. I tell you what, what we should do? We should do a mileage report. Are you curious? I'm kind of curious. Want to do a mileage report? Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, I do a mileage report when I remember how to do it. Not how to do it, but when to do it and where to do it and all that other stuff. And I am driving a 2008 Kia Rio LX. You will probably find zero. I offered a contest out to all the listeners. If you can find somebody who's doing a podcast in their car during their commute to and from work, I have a Mini and a Mickey. I had a Mini and a Mickey keychain up as a reward. But it's been a couple of months now. I started this back in January when I restarted the podcast at episode 301, somewhere about that. And nobody's come up with a podcast. So my guess is, based on what information I have and what I'm pretty sure in the world, nobody's doing a podcast like I am. They're definitely not doing it about pragmatism, truth, and happiness, and they're not doing it in their car. They're for sure not doing it in a Kia Rio. And by the way, it's amazing, right? All these miles that I put on with this Kia Rio, and I haven't heard from Kia at all. Just once. Just once I heard from Kia, and it wasn't because of me. It was because of somebody else tweeted about me, and they responded to that person, but they didn't respond to me. I found that kind of curious, concerning how many times I have reached out. Dave, you put out negative vibes, man. Yeah, I know. I probably do. All right, mileage report, which is fascinating specifically to this particular podcast, Dumbing It Down with Dave, because I do this dumbcast and a carcast in a podcast. 3-in-1. How many miles is on my 2008 Kia Rio LX? Drum roll, please. No, I don't have one. 317,117 miles. Ba, 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 Ba-da-pa-pa, ba-da-pa-pa, ba-da-pa, ba-da-pa-pa, ba-da-pa-pa, ba-da-pa, ba-da-pa-pa. Great job, Dave. And thank you, Kia Rio, Kia America. I will tweet this out, and you will continue to ignore me. Well, what are they going to do? They want to get behind me? Dave, we would get behind you, but, you're kind of an adjutant. Maybe if you spoke positively about the American president, maybe if you talked about, pronouns and gender identity and, just kind of like, cheered up a little bit and, just really emasculated yourself and, just spoke in these generic, non-threatening, happy-go-lucky, free spirit way, yeah, we probably would get behind you. But the fact that you have your own mind and you speak it up, you say things that people are thinking, and you have a certain sense of humor, which, is a little subjective. Is he funny? Is he not funny? Does he say funny things or does he say things funny? Dave, we just can't put Kia behind a guy like you. You're controversial. Controversial? I got 10 listeners. I can show you my speaker thing. Every episode, boop, the line goes up to 10. I don't know. Sometimes it goes up higher. People ask me all the time, how many listeners do you have? I don't know. 3. Linda, Patrick, and Patrick. I think one of the Patricks don't even listen anymore. I don't even know. Who cares? But, yeah, so 317,000 miles. I just had the Kia worked on. It was in hospice. It was worked on. I had no check engine light until about an hour ago. I filled it up at a Speedway for $3.03 a gallon, and I topped it off. I mean, click, 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 click. And then as soon as I turned the key, boom, check engine light. But I didn't have a check engine light for like 400 miles or something like that. So things were going real good, but whatever. It's a nonsense check engine light. Sensors are one of the worst thing ever happened to the American car. That's what I feel. I think these sensors, these computerized cars are horrible. Nobody likes them, and they just give you a lot of false information. So anyway, folks, let me tell you what's going on with Dumbing It Down with Dave. Hey, this is episode 312. I hope you enjoyed it. It's not over yet. Where you going? I hit the button. It's not over. Still going. Want you to keep an eye out for all the things I'm doing. Dave's Fit Life is really taking off on TikTok, believe it or not. I got YouTube Shorts. I'm doing a lot of YouTube Shorts. Dave's Fit Life, the full length, pretty much 10 minutes an episode. Dave's Fit Life is coming back. New episode's coming out very soon. It's being edited and put together. I recorded a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. I'm on Instagram, so look for Dave's Fit Life Official. I got to put all these links. I'll put all the links in the show notes. I'm saying it, but I got to do it, right? So, yeah, Dave's Fit Life Official on Instagram, and definitely you can email me at dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com, dumbingitdownwithdave@yahoo.com, tweet me at dumbwithdave, check out the website, dumbingitdownwithdave.com and all that other stuff. So, yeah, man, we're TikToking, we're Instagramming, we're doing Reels, we're doing Facebook, both really growing. I'm pretty happy with the progress. I just need to be more consistent. And definitely reach out to me. If there's anything you say, Dave, you know what you've been lacking? You know what you used to do and you don't do it anymore? You know what I want you to do other than stop doing everything altogether? If you can, of course. Oh, I got a phone number too. What is it? I don't remember. It's in the, I'll put it in the show notes. I haven't remembered the number because I haven't said it enough. So, yeah, check out the phone number. Leave me a voicemail. I know I've gotten one or two, and I haven't set it up where I'm going to play it. Maybe next podcast I'll have it ready and all queued up. But yeah, so far so good. How's your health? My health is good. I'm kind of bloated right now. I ate a lot at the training. I'm probably somewhere above 291, 295, 300 pounds, something like that. But check out Dave's Fit Life. You'll see me be fat, and then you'll see me get thinner. And I should be going back to work in the next couple of weeks, and I'll restart Dave's Fit Life. A lot of things coming up this year, a lot of different things you've never seen me do before, and it'll be kind of exciting. So let's do that. All right, folks, I think that's a wrap on this show. You can click now if you like, but you're going to miss out on the last 30 seconds of incredible creativity. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. You've been listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, episode 312. This has been a production of .001 Productions. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, 4 seconds, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, 3, 2, 1, yay!